And if you're traveling over the next 48, 72 hours, you may want to think about when you're going to fly out, or if you're trying to get home somewhere, because there could be a lot of impacts to local airports. And we're following all that, and nothing solidified yet, but the airlines are taking the precautions. So the Points guy has it. Clint, do we still say you're a managing editor?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
principal spokesperson, but you can
Or the
call me managing
spokesperson.
editor,
He's really moved
travel
up.
expert.
Clint is everywhere, but for now he's ours before he travels the continent again. So, Clint, tell me a little bit. We know every time there is snow, people are looking to escape and get out. But if you have a flight booked, you may want to pay attention.
Yeah, so you should absolutely be watching your local news station, know what's going on at the airports.
Yes.
Already, the airlines have put in place travel waivers for many airports across the country, including major hubs like Houston, Dallas. We don't have travel waivers yet for the tri-state area, but I think we will by the weekend time. And if you have a trip booked on Sunday, I would try to get your airline to put you on an earlier flight or a later flight at this point because it looks like it's going to be a really big mess. Even if we don't get hit with the worst of the storms here in the New York area, I do think it's going to have major travel impacts across the country. And your plane might be coming from an airport that's iced over or something. So try to get the airline to change your flight now if you can.
Do you think that there are some airlines, I think I saw Delta was doing it, who will start issuing those travel waivers now? Because I think always people think like, oh, I booked, a non-refundable fare, and how am I going to do this? I may just have to stick with it.
Yeah, the airlines are being really good these days about working with passengers to get them rebooked in instances like this. But Delta, United, and American have all issued travel waivers for this upcoming weekend. Now, they haven't included the New York area airports yet, but I do think that they will soon. And remember, uh, the airlines don't really owe you much when it comes to weather issues. And so you
Right.
really want to be on top of this.
I always think about that because they always, well, there are certain rules, I guess, because I remember when if it was weather related, you're definitely you don't have they don't have to do anything for you because it's kind of out
Right.
of their control. If it's something maintenance with the plane or something's wrong with it, then they could say that, right?
That's exactly right. But do remember there is new rules around refunds. So
Right.
if your flight gets canceled by the airline or it's got a substantially long delay, you are entitled to just say, forget it, I'm going to bag the trip. And you're entitled to a speedy refund to your original form of payment. So that is a consumer protection that we like at the Points Guy.
For sure. So we'll get through this weekend and we'll get through some of this cold. This is the week that I've had like a number of people come up to me and say, hey, I need to book a trip. I need to go somewhere, or I've already booked my trip to get out of here, whether it's next month or for the spring. I'm seeing some deals. I know JetBlue's having their winter sale. When is
Yeah.
the best time if we're looking ahead to try to get out of here? And let's say we don't want to go now, but spring break travel. When is a good time to book? And what are the deals, Clint?
Yeah, so that JetBlue sale is going on now through Friday, $59 fares from New York City area airports from
59, wow.
JFK to multiple destinations. So that's a great flight to book now if you can. I will say we're about to enter the best booking window for spring break trips. So we usually tell people 1 to 3 months ahead of time. That's when you're gonna get the best deal. That means end of January, beginning of February is the best time to book spring break trips in particular. I just wrote this story for the Points Guy about the best time to book flights. So take a look at that if you're curious. But remember, even if you book a flight, as long as you're not booking basic economy, if the price drops between now and your trip, you can call the airline and say, hey, give me a trip credit for the difference in price, and they will do that. So lots of flexibility that really didn't exist even a few years ago now with airfare.
Yeah, and we're because you're seeing those deals. I remember when we spoke a lot of times, when there was air traffic controller shortages and there was a pilot issue and these airlines were giving nothing away and there were fewer
Yeah.
sales. But I think we're definitely seeing more now. So what are the top destinations maybe for 2026?
So we just released our big list of top destinations, and they include places that might make you shake your head, but Guatemala's on the list.
I keep hearing
We
about Guatemala.
Well, it's
That's
the
like the
U.S. dollar.
destination.
The U.S. dollar goes so far there, and there's
Right.
a lot of hotel development going on. So Central America, South America are great bargains for Americans, but the top destinations are the same ones you hear about over and over again: Florida, Cancun, California. People really want to get to where the warmth is. But our top destinations list also includes places like Australia. There's lots of new air service to Australia. Remember, when it's our winter, it's their summer. So, and that's true in parts of South America as well. So, some little ideas to tease you with. But I will say, my favorite thing to do is just type in my home air, put in Google Flights Explore. It gives you an interactive map. It'll show you the cheapest places you can go. So I love that feature.
That is great. And obviously, there's always little tricks, and I know that there is because the actual points guy wrote a book on it, on
Yeah.
when you're supposed to book, and like, is that whole myth about booking at a certain time overnight
Mhm.
where the airlines change it. Is there any truth to that? Should we book on a certain day?
No, there's no
No, there
truth to
isn't,
it.
right? Yeah.
No, it's an old wives' tale. But I will say, if you travel on Tuesday or Wednesday, that's usually the cheapest times to because your business travelers are not traveling then. So there are days to travel, but there's never a perfect time to book, except that window I told you, 1 to 3 months ahead of time for domestic flights, 3 to 5 months for international. That's when prices are lowest. But play around with Google Flights tools. They've got some amazing tracking features. You can find deals. There's lots of deals out there. You have to be a little investigative reporter about these things.
Yes, flexibility. Don't go during school breaks because
Yeah,
that's
you
when you're hit
can.
the hardest. Like you'll overpay by so much. I've learned that. Just pull the kids out of school, but don't say that I
Yeah,
said it.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
the way to that's the
Go in
way to say
shoulder
it.
season.
I do notice though, Clint, if I am clicking on a flight a couple of times and I look at it and the algorithm that's not true. It's
No,
not
that's not
true.
true. No, it's not true. It doesn't
It's all
matter
in my
if
head
you
this
delete
whole
your
time.
cookies. There's no evidence at all to support that the airlines are tracking you. Now, there's a big caveat on that. The unveiling of artificial intelligence eventually will they allow the airlines to do general trends about how people are booking and raise or lower prices. So artificial intelligence is coming for us, but it's not interested in you individually. It's interested in how we behave in mass. So that's what I'm worried about. So we just got to get better at using AI tools as well to outsmart the airlines.
That's until they adopt that technology and they start integrating that into their fares.
It's a cold war right now.
I know it really, really is. Well, I think that this could be the year of a different type of travel. I'm going to give you one little quiz though. What is the deal that Disney World has right now for the summer? Do you know what
I
it is?
don't know. I don't
Oh,
know
see,
a
does
Disney
it?
World deal.
So they and I don't even. I mean, listen. I think a lot. If you purchase a 4-night, 4-day park hopper ticket trip, they give you 2 nights for free and 2 park day tickets for free.
Hey, that's a good deal. They
I
have
mean, it's
not been offering deals.
more than I've seen. I mean, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
all built into the price, but thought
Well,
that
I
was
mean, but
interesting.
that any kind of discounts you're seeing for theme parks is huge because remember, that was one of the hot spots coming out of the pandemic. And
Yes.
so I love that they're promoting. That means the business is not as good as it
Mm.
once was for them. So
So I
that's a
always
good
think
sign for the
about that
summer.
when the deal is that big. They know the season
Mhm.
is slow in the summer. People don't want to necessarily go to Florida in the July and
Yeah.
August months. So maybe
I'll
they
go if it's cheap.
if it's I agree with you. I'll suffer through the heat. But
Yeah.
I think that I saw that and I think that there was a surge in bookings from what I was reading. So, there are deals out there. There are
Yeah.
deals. It's not impossible that you can't get
No, and you
away.
know what? You can use points to stay at a park hotel just by opening one credit card a year. So that's something to think about too. Don't be afraid of credit cards. Those sign up bonuses can be huge
Mm,
and they can allow you to have a free, essentially, hotel stay at Disneyland, even if that's your one trip of the year. There's
wow.
always something you can do with those points. So think
Well,
about that too.
let me go apply for a credit card tonight. I'm marking that down. Clint will tell what's the best credit card to apply for right now, Clint? What's going to give you the best
Oh
bonus?
gosh, I really like this new Alaska Airlines Atmos card. It's
Oh,
really good sign up bonus and it's easy to play with. And those points go really far. But there's some good American Airlines Advantage cards right now too. So look around. There's lots of stuff out there.
okay. Clint knows, and Clint will be taking off on his next venture, I'm sure. Where are you headed next, Clint? We always like to know. We
You
follow
really
your
want to
journey.
know
And you could
Paris, Abu Dhabi.
plug yourself too on Instagram.
Yeah, Paris, Abu Dhabi. I'm going to
Wow.
Cairo, Miami. I've got a cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. So lots of stuff on the
Nice. So
agenda.
where can we follow you, Clint?
I'm on Instagram, Clint Page 1, the number one, and then you can see my byline all over the Points Guy.
And he does a lot of creative stuff. So we'll be looking at you, and I'll stick with Disney World while you go to Cairo.
That's fine.
Thank.
I'll go with you
It has to be
sometime.
somebody. Yeah, come along. Thanks, Clint. Thanks always.
Good to
He was
see you.
great. And
Bye.
there's your travel of the night as we head out of the winter. We thank Clint for joining us.